So when I look inside somebody's eye, again, I'm looking through the pupil at the back of the eye. What's the back layer of the eye called? The retina, right? So the retina is full of arteries and veins. The big blood vessels are veins, the small ones are arteries. If there is a problem from diabetes or high blood pressure or anything like that, this is what it's going to look like when I look inside the eye. You can see all the bleeding here, right? That's not supposed to be there. Now, if this is happening in a patient's eye, it's also happening on their brain, their heart, their kidneys. But guess what? You can't look at those organs unless you cut the body open somewhere. So the eye is the only place in the human body where you can look at the blood vessels. That's why people that have problems like with diabetes need to have their eyes looked at so they can report to their other doctors what's happening inside the eyes, because they can't look at those other organs. Pretty interesting. This patient is not doing so well. There's a lot of bleeding going on there. Yes?
Would there be like symptoms that would make them have to go in, or just if you would just see this as a normal eye?
Yeah, so yes and yes to both. Sometimes patients that have advanced diabetic retinopathy have no symptoms at all. None. It just happens to be caught during an eye exam. Sometimes they'll complain of blurred vision, thinking they just need some new glasses. I'll look inside the eye and say, glasses ain't gonna fix this. So a little bit of both.
What's the white way in the back?
Here?
No.
Right here?
Yeah.
This is the optic nerve. All right, and these are just exudated material that is accumulated in the retina. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. All these lacy little blood vessels are not supposed to be there. That's called neovascularization. I actually know who this patient was. She's no longer with us. All right, next one. Okay, these are kind of fun. Patients look in with little skin tanks, and we'll just cauterize them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I basically just put a little acid on there. They immediately turn white. Have you watched one of these yet? No. In about 3 days, they turn black and they're gone. And I see the patients back here later. You can't even tell they were there. So again, every day's a little different. It's kind of fun. So again, OD. What's OD stand for? Guys are getting it. You are trainable. Optometrists consult patients regarding surgical and non-surgical options that meet their visual needs related to occupations, avocations, and lifestyle. What's that mean? Well, maybe somebody comes and sees me and they want to have LASIK eye surgery. I'm going to get them through that. I'm going to see why they want to have it done. What kind of work are they doing? What are their hobbies? Same with cataract surgery. All right, so that's part of what we do on a daily basis. We don't do the surgery, but we see the patient preoperatively, we see them postoperatively, and we help kind of guide them and make some recommendations throughout the procedure.
So let's say they go and get LASIK or something. You communicate back and forth on a regular basis with the person who did that, and then when they come in for a checkup, whatever, then you...
Yep. So if somebody's going to have like LASIK eye surgery, I'll do all their preoperative work, get all the measurements, send all the paperwork off to the surgeon. He does the surgery, sends the patient back, and I'll see him at 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, or 3 months. And each time I see them, I send a report back. Because it affects their nomograms each time they do surgery. They look at all their outcomes and they adjust things a little bit. So they really want to know what their outcomes are. Yeah, good question. All right. Again, what do? We talked about it today. Comprehensive eye exams. We're looking at the front of the eye. We're looking at the back of the eye. We determine if people need contact lenses, glasses, both or neither. We treat eye diseases, things like pink eye. Anybody have pink eye? Yeah, got through okay, right? Just some eye drops for a little while. Next. We diagnose, manage, refer systemic conditions like diabetes is a big one. We do pre- and post-surgical care. This last one, I have spent a lot more time in my last few years talking to patients about nutrition and hygiene education. Jess, what's the last thing I say to my patients before I kick them out of the exam room? Are you wearing your sunglasses?
Oh,
And
exercise.
exercise?
And your leafy green vegetables.
Very good. Yeah. So I think that's important. People sometimes look at it like, I said, here's what we're going to do. I see your eyes once a year. It's up to you for the other 364 days to take care of them. It's that simple. And this is how you take care of them. Wear some sunglasses, try to stay healthy.
Who's had an eye exam within the last year? I do too. My one previously was like 1987, 88.
You were old then. That was so long ago, the earth was flat.
That was I just went into it last spring, right? So last spring, otherwise I was, I think, just getting ready to graduate from college, 87 or 88. So I should probably do a better job of going in there every year.
Well, it's like everybody else. You don't think about it because you're seeing well, right? You think you're seeing well, but you have nothing to compare it to. And your eyes feel fine, so you don't think about it. All right, next. Again, I talked a little bit earlier today about what a typical day might be. I talked to you about the 3-year-old that I saw and the guy with possible melanoma on his eye. Every day is a little bit different, and that's what I absolutely love about my career. Each day is a little bit unique. I don't even know what I have waiting for me when I get back, but I'm sure it'll be exciting. All right, next. Yeah, this is Oakley again. When she was just a puppy. Isn't that the greatest photo ever? Just chilling. I feel like that some days when I get home. Most days are not too stressful, but you know how it is. Some days are very trying. And I get home and I just want to be like Oakley. I want to chill. Okay, as an optometrist, you may decide to specialize in a certain field. I have not. I basically do everything from exams on 10-day-old infants to people that are 105 years old. I treat eye diseases, glasses, contact, we do it all. But as an optometrist, you might want to specialize in pediatrics, bless your soul. Geriatrics, great idea. Everybody over 60 needs glasses, they all have cataracts, glaucoma, macular degeneration. You may specialize in low vision. Again, we passed around the low vision device earlier. You might specialize in specialty contact lenses. Something new I'm doing is fitting scleral contact lenses through these humongous big plastic contact lenses. They were around in the mid and late 70s, and now they've made a resurgence again. It's for people that have really irregular astigmatism who can't see with regular contact lenses. They're really kind of cool. We've had great success with them over the last 2 years. You might want to specialize in sports vision. One of my colleagues, Chap Leffingwell down in Milwaukee, he is the optometrist for the Milwaukee Brewers. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? Vision therapy, again, if you have an eye that turns, there is a vision therapy specialist in, I did pass those around here. Yeah, there's actually a vision therapy specialist in Wausau. And you might want to specialize in ocular disease. As an optometrist who wants to specialize, chances are you aren't going to be living in a small community. You're going to be in one of the bigger metropolitan areas because you need referrals from other eye doctors. So you're not going to be an optometrist specializing in pediatrics living in Edgar. You just aren't going to get referrals. So usually they'll be in bigger metropolitan areas. There's plenty of opportunities as to how you want to spend your day. This is what I do, private practice. I'm in a group. I have 2 other optometrists with me. I've done this for 15 years now. As an optometrist, you could work in public health for the government. You could work at one of the teaching institutions. One of my classmates never left school. 32 years later, he's still there. He's an instructor. You could work in a hospital or a big clinic like the Marshfield Clinic. My son is an optometrist. He's 28 years old. He graduated 2 years ago. He graduated from West in 2009, I believe. And he works at the Marshfield Clinic as an optometrist. He's technically my competition. I'm doing my best to put him out of business, hasn't gone so well. And he really enjoys working there. Going to the military. Corporate practice. Corporate practice would be Pearl Vision, Lens Crafters, Walmart. If you've been to Walmart, you see they have a vision center. It's very, very popular. Or you could work in the industry. For example, you could work for Johnson & Johnson, who makes Oasis contact lenses. There's plenty of opportunities.
So with Shopwell, did that boost you guys a little bit?
Yeah.
More people?
Yeah, you know, people kind of leaving in droves. They were worried, you know, and people didn't know if they were going to have a Shopko. So we got a lot of phone calls from people that have been going to Shopko. I was really surprised to see that happen. The Shopko eye department did a really, really good job. Just the store as a whole is struggling, unfortunately. Okay. All right, job outlook for optometrists, or anything in the health profession, you guys. Population's aging, people are living longer. The Bureau of Labor Statistics expects 18% growth in the next 10 years. 70% of the eye market is done by optometrists, the other 30% is ophthalmologists. How about this one? A fourth of optometrists are approaching retirement age. That's like me. I'm probably only 4 to 5 years away. Okay, career cast ranked optometry the number 4 career in the health field. Why would that be? Is it about money? It's just a little piece of the puzzle, right? It's not, it's all about making good income. Are there a lot of opportunities? Relatively low stress. I mean, there's jobs where I can make twice as much money as I do now, but I'd have double the stress. It's all about a work-life balance. The physical demands are not too hard. My feet get a little sore, put them up on the desk once in a while. Makes me laugh. Good work-life balance. That's important, you guys. Work-life balance. When you get out of school and get out of college, you just want to work your butts off and start putting money away, but don't mess up having some fun during those years, right? And we get the satisfaction of helping others. Compared to a lot of the other medical professions, 98% of the people that leave my office leave happy. And that's because they can see better, or we took a piece of metal out of their eye or something. That's what I like about optometry. As an optometrist, we get to help people care for their sight, which I think is kind of important. We're often leaders in the community. Self-employed, not too many emergency calls. Flexible working schedule. Again, my kids went to Wausau West. I could take off at 3:30 on a Wednesday to go watch them play soccer, go to a cross-country meet. That's what's great about this profession. It allowed me to do that. All right, next. Yeah, again, kids. This note was given me by a little kid one day. I go to put some drops in, come back, and his mom said, "Hey, he's got a note for you. Look at this. Eye doctors are awesome." I've saved it. Isn't that awesome? Kids are just great. Yeah. Okay, how much money do optometrists make? These numbers are very general. It depends upon where you live, how hard you work. But you can see, the longer you are in the profession, the higher your income tends to be. These are relatively current, as of January 2018. Okay. Yes?
Would you say that if, say, you work in an eye clinic versus a private practice, which would you say gets more of a yearly income?
You're going to make more money in private practice, eventually, but not initially. Because in private practice, you have a lot of expenses. You have to buy equipment. You have to pay for advertising. Often you have to buy a building. So initially, you might struggle the first few years. But then, later on, when you own everything and it's yours, you have the potential to make a lot more money. Whereas if you go to work for like a clinic, you'll start out here, and you'll just kind of stay there, maybe go up a little bit. But in private practice, you might start here, but end up there. There's 23 schools. The closest one is in Chicago. That's where I went to school. You have to go to school for 4 years. Again, 4 years after your undergraduate studies. All right. Next, we have to fly through a couple more of these, Tim. And yeah, so 4 years of undergraduate school, 4 years of optometry school in most cases. All right. Next. You're going to have a lot of science-based courses. Now, you do not need to have a biology major. You could be a music major and go into optometry school. You just need to have the necessary coursework before you get into optometry school. Okay, next. The profession's changing a little bit. When I went to school, 25% of my class was female. Now the classes are 75% female. The profession's changed a lot. If we had more time, we can talk about why. Next, and next. And yeah, school's expensive, you guys. Look at the third one. That's just optometry school tuition, that doesn't include housing, and that doesn't include your undergraduate school. So you could be $280,000, $300,000 in debt and get out of school. Okay, next, next, and next, and next. One more. There we go. I love having students spend time with me in the office. You guys are welcome to spend a day anytime. Just reach out, call the office. If you're not comfortable doing that, Mr. Struski can help you. But I have students sometimes spend a day, sometimes half a day. And you're welcome to come spend some time and learn a little bit about what we do, okay?
The nice thing, you know, it's just right across the street here on Sunday.
Yeah, we're close, so it's not that far away. Everybody get an eyeball? Pass this out.
You need an eyeball.
Come on, guys, come on down, grab an eyeball.
Let's grab 3 more.
Definitely want an eyeball.
Oh shit,
It didn't feel like we did. It didn't sound like we did.
Oh, I see. What in your set?
Not great.
Come over. You have your cheaters on. I want to fucking meet you.
I would have like
Where's the, I can't read it, I know where I can get that.
okay, well, this one like my neighbor.
He just started putting his cheaters on here. I normally do. I normally have, but just.
Nikki,
What?
those are keys?
Oh my goodness. I might need those to get long.
Hey, just sit in. Oh, good.
I had diabetes, that's why I asked that also.
I'm getting an exam once a year.
I had glasses and then I lost them, and then I got another pair and then I lost them.
Just keep up on your exams, once a year, try to
It was, we were on.
keep your blood sugars as best you can.
Yeah.
She just went to the HDMI 3 and just waited.
Oh,
And, yeah, and then we just went waiting on them, and then all the screens came up.
it was HDMI 3.
The cards are right there too.
Nobody did yet.
Not yet.
Okay, so as long as they're like pushed
Yep.
away, okay.
Pretty good.
Just making sure you got them.
Good,
Thank you.
thank you.
There you go. Thank you. How are you?
Good, how about
Good.
you?
Did
Good.
you have Richie ever?
No. I don't have you either.
Not along the
Well,
way.
did I?
Health, maybe? No.
You'd had us both for health, for a large group. Cause you were what year?
16.
Oh, yeah. You would have had us both, yeah.
So did you go to the tech?